Hello everybody. Today is our new theme, environmental protection. First of all, vocabulary. Task read and translate the new words and expressions. Types of pollution, environment, problems, damage, acid rain, waste, gases, forest damage, water shortage, destroying an ozone layer, wildlife suffers, disappear, global warming, get fully destroyed, wind power, solar energy, nuclear power, recycle, pollute the air, pollute the water. Okay, the second task, read and translate the text. Environmental protection. We live in a world full of different types of pollution. Wanting to make their lives easier, people have invented so many new devices and factories that nature is in danger. Unfortunately, environment is not the unlimited source of resource. At the moment, our planet suffers from numerous problems and damage. For example, acid rain, which is a result of waste gases from power stations. Such rains causes forest damage. Other big problems are water shortage and the destroying ozone layer. It is all the result of pollution that comes from factories and plants. Wildlife suffers as well. Many species of animals and plants start to disappear. Another big issue is global warming and the greenhouse effect. As you can see, there is a long list of environmental problems which need to be solved. Otherwise, our planet Earth may get fully destroyed. People should start dealing with these problems immediately. The most important thing they can do is to change their attitude towards the environment. First of all, people should switch to alternative forms of power such as wind power or solar energy. Secondly, the use of nuclear power should be banned. Thirdly, we should start to recycle. It's the art of turning waste into new products. Other than that, the number of harmful plants should be reduced because they pollute the air and the water greatly. It would be a good idea if people started using bicycles instead of cars. We are obliged to protect nature. If everybody cares, it would be different. Okay, this third task exercise. Give the definition of the natural disasters words: blizzard, cyclone, drought, earthquake, forest fire, hurricane, tornado, tropical storm, tsunami, twister, typhoon, volcano. Match the words with their definition: blizzard, cyclone, drought, earthquake, forest fire, hurricane. Tornado, tropical storm, tsunami, twister, typhoon, volcano. Okay, the fourth task, it's home task. Read and translate the text. Recycling. Recycling is a very important subject and one that is becoming more so all the time. As we all know, it reduces waste and is good for the environment. But what do recycling centers do with the thing we threw away? I found out some very interesting information. Recycling paper has been the biggest success. In 1990 in the USA, more than 20 million tons of water were recycled and turned into the birthday cards, cereal boxes, and hundreds of other things. Paper is the easiest material to recycle, and as David Doherty of Clean Washington said, you can use it 6 times over, then burn what's left to create energy. Wisconsin's former George Plenty had the most interesting use for recycled paper. He uses it instead of straw in his barn. It's cheaper than straw. He said, but even if the price were the same, I would go back. Plastic is the hardest material to recycle because there is so many different kinds of all which need to be treated differently. At the moment, only 2% of the plastic used in the US is recycled, but it does have it. It uses one company uses plastic from recycled car headlights to make windows. In some ways, they are better than normal windows because they are much harder to break. Another company image carpets uses plastic to make carpets and rugs. A comment made by the manager should shout as how attitudes towards recycling have changed. We words that people might refuse to buy the carpets if they knew they were recycled, said Mail's manager John Richmere. Now we advise the facts as in make marketing strategically. Metal is another important material, easier to recycle an aluminum can than to make a new one. It is also 20% cheaper and uses only 5% of the energy that making a new car would use. So many of the things we use are made of metals and it can also reuse it after they stop working. Recycling car parts, for example, is a big business. There's also very little waste involved in the recycled metal. Still, 100% recyclable, and we can recycle it hundreds of times. Recycling steel is cheaper than meaning it. A lot of American scrap metal is taken by the Japanese, recycled and inverted, sold back to American as new cars. 20% of American glass is recycled and used for a number of things. For example, it can be mixed with asphalt of cement or cement and used to pave street. It can also be melted down and used to make new bottles. However, unlike the other materials, glass can also be reused commercially in its original form. Many types of bottles are returned to a bottling plants, sterilized and refilled, recycled and reused glass is actually a huge worldwide business, but bottle banks appearing everywhere. Remember things before you throw things away, they may still be useful. If we all make an effort to recycle, we can make the planet a cleaner place to live. Home task number 2. Answer the following questions using the word text. What is the problem described here? Was the recycling? Why do American farmers prefer using paper straw? What things can be made through the process of recycling? Why is recycling so important nowadays? Okay, save our planet. Thank you for attention.